In 1 week, I'm headed on the final trip of my gap year, which is also by far the most important one. To be honest, I'm pretty nervous. I've been waiting 2 years for this moment, and it'll be my first time traveling to Africa. Reflecting on the past year of my life, it's been incredible to see just how much I've grown as a person. Sure, it wasn't all easy, but if I could, I'd do it all over again in a heartbeat. I'm feeling pretty confident in who I am now and have learned so much from the people I've met along the way. Sorry it took me 4 months to make this video, but this one's pretty important. Anyways, my name is Simon Kim, and without further ado, I'd love to welcome you to my coming of age story. Most of you guys probably already know, but I'm taking a gap year after this semester of college, and it's 16 months off of school. I'm basically on my own. These are the first true years where I get to take steps independently and basically do what I want. Instead of looking at other people and trying to do what they do, I can finally just be free and do what I want. And it's scary because it's a change, but I know that it's a good change. Growing up, I've always felt an immense pressure to have everything figured out. From career path to school to passions, it was instilled at a young age to plan years ahead. However, realistically, when you graduate high school or enter college, most people barely know who they are, let alone what they want to do. And so, after an uneventful freshman year of college, I decided to take a year off of school, with the one goal of becoming a full-time creator and to see more of the world. And honestly, I'd say it worked out pretty well. I guess I'm not really sure what I want to get out of this gap year. I mean, I don't even really know who I am at this point. Sometimes it gets really scary because there really isn't a blueprint to this. It feels like I'm leaving all my friends behind. I know it's gonna get lonely, I know it's gonna be difficult. The best I can do is say yes to every single opportunity that I can. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? And those opportunities came faster than expected. As a few months into my gap year, a single DM I sent to a stranger would end up bringing me to the backcountry of Montana for a month with a group of insanely talented storytellers. This was the Wholesome House, and really where the story begins. One of the biggest takeaways from my gap year was how important community is, and the Wholesome House is where I first discovered it. I think a lot of times it's romanticized to take your own path, to drop out of college to pursue a dream, to travel across the world, but in reality you'll spend a lot of nights lonely, questioning every decision you've made. But in Montana, I came to realize that those fears were irrelevant. Here we were, a group of 20-somethings all making videos equally as lost in life, and for the first time I didn't feel alone in creating. Montana taught me that I wasn't alone, but it also showed me what was possible, and I realized that this, making videos, is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I didn't know how, but I made the promise to myself that at least some part of my future was going to look like this. This month's been literally so insane. It's been intimidating for sure because these are some of the smartest people I've ever met, but I also feel like I've learned a lot, and I don't know, I'm just really excited to see what the rest of this gap year brings. I feel like this trip has shown me all the possibilities, and I don't know, I just feel really refreshed and motivated to see how far I can take this thing. Having spent the last month around some of the most driven, successful people I knew, I came back from Montana with a new motivation to go even harder. My dreams were in reach now, and whether it was the business, TikTok, or YouTube, I was fully committed to working as hard as godly possible. I would be successful, I would make it work, and this time I wasn't gonna let this opportunity slip. I didn't care what it took. It was time to put my head down and work. And so I did just that. For 3 hours, I work on emails, journaling, and mostly just editing videos. Then from 9 to 11, I want to do some sort of exercise, whether that's go for a run or maybe hit the gym. Fueled by my dream of being a full-time creator, I began to work every waking hour. In my mind, I only had a year. 1 year before I'd have to return back to school, 1 year before it'd be time to leave this fantasy world and go back to reality. It felt like I had a clock ticking above my head at all times, 365 days to work harder than I ever had before, 365 days to become successful and move out of the house, 365 days to prove to my parents that I was capable. I had been given a chance, and I did not want to waste it. Alright, drop off number 2 at the post office. Look at all these boxes. These are all the blanket hoodies and multiple orders. I can't even tell if you guys can see that, but
Start by giving us a sense of how big the creator economy is today and just how much it has grown on all of these different platforms over the last
Ryan as a creative director, he let helps him
Nothing on Simon.
But after multiple months of 5 a.m. wake-ups, 100-hour work weeks, and unattainable goals, it all began to catch up to me. I guess this was also a big part of how the past year of my life looked as well. In reality, I ended up failing just as much as I succeeded, and there were moments where I would seriously doubt myself. I would probably just end up going back to school and finding a normal job. The dream was slowly dying. Back in May, a week before my 20th birthday, I decided to quit my business. The stress had been too much and I had totally burnt out. But I also feel like this was a turning point in my gap year. Up to this point, I'd been so numbers driven, so money focused, so when all of that crumbled to the ground, I just didn't have any energy left to give a shit about that anymore. And instead, I started to pay more attention to the relationships and people I had in my life.
Obviously it won't be easy runnings once you're back home, but you're content now, yeah?
Yeah.
And you carry your experiences with you, that's part of your character. So even if it's not perfect for the future, you can always return to this memory.
I appreciate that.
And I hope you know I'm here to support you on whatever you determine your happiness is.
Likewise.
This is my shot.
This is my shot.
I think you're cool.
I think you're cool.
Thanks.
Thanks.
In a weird way, people became my cure. Right after quitting my business, I made it a priority to take trips to visit every single one of my friends. They really helped me get me back on my feet again, and as the summer began, a bunch of new opportunities began to arise. But before we get into the next part of the story, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Hopper, who's actually the sponsor of today's video and a lot of my gap year travels. I actually reached out to them because they sponsor the entire Africa trip that you'll see later in this video, and they've just been incredible to work with and supported me a ton. Hopper is a completely free app that helps you get the best deals in travel. They have this really cool color-coded calendar that helps you predict prices and notifies you when the prices drop. So for example, if I'm looking at this flight right here, green means cheap, obviously, and then red is a more expensive price. On November 29th, they're having their Hopper Travel Day Tuesday sale, which is something you should look out for, where they'll be slashing prices on hotels, car rentals, and flights for over 60 destinations. And this actually includes a lot that I show within this video, including Hawaii and Denver, to say a few. Also, if you're in the US, they are giving away up to $70,000 of prizes from the 24th to the 29th, so you should look out for that. You can use the link in the description. It'll also be in the pinned comment to download the app for free and get $30 in Carrot Cash rewards towards your first hotel, car rental, or flight. From the bottom of my heart, thank you everyone at Hopper for helping make this possible. It would honestly mean the world to me if you checked them out, so thank you a ton, and without further ado, back to the video. As the summer began, my friends and I had been working on trying to do another wholesome house to capture the same energy we had felt in Montana. But after months of working on it, we began to realize that no brands would be interested in sponsoring us, and so we decided to think bigger, leading us to creating a creator event called Creator Camp. And after getting rejected by hundreds of brands, encountering an insane amount of obstacles, we were able to pull it off, with $0 left in our bank account.
Shut the fuck up. Wait. Has it hit the bank account?
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
This is the bank account. We already have the current balance correct.
Wait, shut the fuck up. I don't understand this shit. No, look, cause this my $1,000 and Chris's $1,000 isn't anywhere on here that we gave, but it's here where they took away.
To this day, I still have no idea how we pulled it off. I couldn't help but think of how lucky we were to have come so far in such a small amount of time. It had been less than a year since Montana, and we were able to recreate the same experience, but for even more people.
Happy birthday, dear Anthony. Happy birthday to you.
He told me he just sat down and watched someone playing on the piano, people outside mingling, people in the kitchen talking, people playing outside. Like, I don't fully know what it is, but it's like magical.
And that was it. A whole year. 365 days that changed my entire life. Honestly, it didn't go anything like I'd planned, but in a weird way, everything worked out perfectly. In August, I moved into college again. I started to meet new people, and I thought that was it. The final trip of the gap year. It was now time to start my life as a student. But then I got an email from Hopper. See, 2 years back when I first started all of this, before Montana, before I knew I was taking a gap year, we had raised $30,000 through a viral TikTok campaign to build a school in Malawi. I never got to visit because tickets were way too expensive, but then Hopper reached out saying they'd be willing to help. And 7 days before the first day of class, I found myself boarding a plane to Malawi. Okay, thoughts before this trip. I'm just really nervous, I think. Even though I've traveled a lot during this year, I feel like this trip is extremely special. I've been waiting almost 2 years for this opportunity, and it's the final trip I'm taking on this gap year, and so I just want to make sure I soak up every moment. And I don't know. I have no idea. I'm open to anything that's gonna happen.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy. What the heck?
In reality, there's a million things I could say about this trip. It was life-changing, to say the least. In Malawi, I was able to meet some incredible people that taught me a lot and changed the way I looked at the world. Okay, I'm with
Isaac.
He is a translator for Build On. This is your first trek, correct?
Yeah, this is my first time.
How do you like it so far?
I see, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I like it.
What do you want people to know about the people here in Malawi?
Okay, just want everyone to know that Malawi is a very exciting country. Even the people here, they are so friendly. As you saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone here is happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I met you. I met with other guys.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
This was a perfect storybook ending, a full circle moment that allowed for a chance of reflection and reminded me once again what was important. A year ago, never once could I have imagined where this gap year would take me. Here I was, halfway across the world, singing songs and playing football with those from a whole different walk of life. But most importantly, seeing the immense change we can make when we come together. The School Build fundraiser was actually one of the biggest series I ever posted to TikTok. It's kind of what started all of this, so in a weird way, it felt almost perfect to be ending the journey right where it began.
3, 2, 1. Today is the final day in this community. The people have been incredible. It's just been a great experience, but today I'm actually going to visit the Keep It Wholesome school in Mfasi. Alright, Calvin, where are we going? Right now.
We're going to pass.
Yes. Ada, how do you feel?
I'm good, I'm feeling good.
Thank you for the ride. Thank you.
This is the Keep It Wholesome school we fundraised 2 years ago. It teaches both 5th and 6th grade. It was surreal to see, and it was hard to believe that we had been able to do something this impactful together. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, this gap year was about continuously pushing the endless possibilities we have. And so I left Malawi with a newfound energy and a sense of closure on this last chapter of my life. Complete. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thanks
so
for
fun.
coming. Yeah, it's
Such
fun.
a good experience. Yeah.
Can't wait to see all the pictures.
Yes. Need more B-roll of John. It's crazy how much can change in a year. Looking back on all these moments and memories, there's no way I could ever imagine that things would happen in the way that they did. I guess throughout the year I came to understand that there's something so beautiful about throwing yourself into the unknown and just seeing what happens. To take that leap of faith and to embrace the possibilities of failing. This past year I traveled to so many new places and had so many new experiences. Most importantly, I met some incredible people that have now become family to me. And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you for each and every one of you that helped change my entire life. Hey guys, just want to say thank you so much for supporting the channel. I know this took me way too long to release, but it means a lot that you're still here. If you want to support my art and channel moving forward, I have a Patreon, and you can gain access to a bunch of perks, including a full breakdown of every video I post. I honestly hit a wall while editing this and went through a ton, but seeing your consistent support across all platforms has meant the world to me. I'm back in school now, who knows what's next, but for now I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to make this video and relive all the memories. Thank you so much again, I love you a ton, and I'll see you in another 4 months, baby! Keep it wholesome.
Go take a shower! Crazy, right?
He got me smiling. He got me smiling like that. Amanda, let me ask you something. Can I get your autograph, please? Please, Amanda.
See what I want so much, should never hurt this bad. Never did this before, that's what the verdict says. We've been generally warned, that's what the surgeon says. God talk to me now, this is an emergency. And she claims she only with me for the currency. You cut me deep, bitch, cut me like surgery. And I was too proud to admit that it was hurting, man. I never do that to you, at least purposely. We breaking up again, we making up again, but we don't love no more, I guess we fucking then. Have you ever felt you ever want to kill love? And you mix the emotions with your kill love. And you mix that with a little bad advice on one of them bad nights. You have a bad fight and you talk about a family, her aunt and shit. And she say, motherfucker, your mama's a bitch, you know. Domestic drama and shit. All the attitude, I never hit a girl,
in the merch,
but I shake
in the
shit out
backpack.
of you.
Let's go. This looks good. This looks good.
This might